Good morning from Whanganui, New Zealand, and this is a beautiful little town with quite a rich history. This area actually holds some spiritual significance to the Maori people, as the Whanganui River is considered a sacred place to them. In the 1840s, 1850s, European settlers started to come here and purchase land, and there were conflicts and things along the way that happened here, and so there was a military presence. And today, it seems like Whanganui has a combination of all of these things put together. There's a lot of military history to look at here. There's a lot of Maori history to look at here, and we're going to take a look at all of it.
I started off my day in Whanganui at this great breakfast spot called the Mint Cafe, which is where I had one of the best breakfasts during my time in New Zealand. If you're in the area, I would highly recommend checking it out. Whanganui has a population today of around 47,000 people and has a nice combination of small city amenities and rural charm. While I show you around, let me tell you a little about the history of this area. Maori people have lived around the mouth of the Whanganui River and called this area home long before Europeans ever arrived. In 1840, the New Zealand Company, which was a UK-based charter company created to colonize New Zealand, was looking beyond the city of Wellington for other areas to develop in the North Island, and decided to build in this area. A town was developed 4 kilometers from the mouth of the Whanganui River by the name of Petra. However, in 1846, the town of Petra was threatened by Chief Te Mamaku, who was from farther upriver. In response, the British military came to defend the town. There were 2 minor battles that ended up being a stalemate, which left the Maori people no choice but to move back upriver. The name of the village was changed to Whanganui on January 20th, 1854. However, there would continue to be many issues for the town, including land sale issues, murders, and general discontent, especially from the natives of the area toward the European settlers that were settling on the land that they still claimed. The town would grow rapidly, with land being cleared for pasture land, as is the story for much of New Zealand as it was colonized. The town had a major military presence during the New Zealand Wars of the 1860s. Bridges, railroads, and other major infrastructure projects led to a booming area that continued to grow. Eventually, the area would grow large enough to officially be called a city on July 1st, 1924. Today, just as it has been since the area was developed, the major forces driving the economy are farming, the woolen industry, and niche industries such as boating. Actually, boating in the area predates European settlement, as the Maori of this area were well known for their superb canoeing skills, which makes sense considering that the Whanganui River is the longest navigable waterway in New Zealand. They also traditionally set fishing traps along the river to be used as a food source. Today, there is an old coal-powered paddle steamer and riverboat museum here that operates on certain days, but of course, it was not running on the day that I was visiting. I was still able to get a look at this beautiful old boat. Whanganui has become somewhat of an artistic town, with the Sarjeant Gallery housed here. Many beautiful murals in the city. New Zealand's only glass-blowing school, complete with a glass art gallery in town, as well as many performing arts groups performing in the area as well. There is also an art gallery in the Whanganui Regional Museum. The Whanganui Regional Museum was far more expansive than I would have guessed before visiting it. And like many other New Zealand museums, it is absolutely free to enter. Displays include the skeletons of extinct moa birds found locally, one of the only known intact, complete moa eggs left in the world, as well as skeletal remains of many other kinds of animals. There are many fantastic Maori artifacts, some of which cannot be filmed out of cultural respect, as well as many exhibits on local history, local people, as well as artifacts from all over the Pacific region. The art gallery in the Whanganui Museum focuses primarily on portraits of important Maori people from years past. Right outside the museum is Queen's Park, which includes many interesting things, including a Carillon, a peace sculpture in the shape of a maze that's made up from the handprints of children, and the Whanganui Cenotaph, which is a pillar-style war memorial built in 1923. the Sarjeant Gallery main campus, and all of this is right behind the Whanganui War Memorial Center. Across the river from the main part of the city is a massive tower that can be seen from almost anywhere in the city. This tower is the Durie Hill War Memorial Tower. For $1, you can take the Durie Hill elevator up through the hillside, built in 1919, to get to this from the main city, which is a pretty cool idea. Or you can do what I did and do the 5-minute drive to get up there since it was starting to rain. The Durie Hill War Memorial, which was built in 1926, commemorates those that fought in World War I. It is open to the public, and you are able to climb to the top via the longest spiral staircase I have ever climbed. To get to the scenic lookout over the city at the top. So what do I think of Whanganui? I wish I had set aside more time to spend in this town. It has a really cozy feel to it compared to some other New Zealand towns. It is not too big and not too small, with plenty of shopping, food, and lodging options. If I ever return to New Zealand, I hope to return to Whanganui. We'll see you next time, somewhere else down the road.